I study horses, beauty matched only by their strength. I try and capture a little of that as I move on without your face.
So Noble Farriery is special and unique because our mission statement is really about doing what's ultimately best for the horse. Seth categorically does not have to resort to methods with specific horses that others have had to. And I know it's because he's doing it differently. Not because he's magical, not because he's got some X factor that we can't figure out. It's simply because he's not assuming the worst. He's not approaching the situation with antagonism and fear. He's looking to connect. And we're all capable of that, right? So the other factor is that we only hire people who have the same attitude. So Brandon King, who's a veterinarian, who's now in basically an apprenticeship with Seth, who's most likely going to take on being our lead farrier so that Seth can train and educate and travel. Brandon is of the same mind and heart. He has an extensive love for animals and horses, and he's incredibly smart and thinks about the big picture, the whole picture. The third farrier that we have is essentially our apprentice, who's coming up the ranks, Christopher Leonard, who is also one of the kindest, sweetest people that you'll ever know. And he's just a gentle soul who loves animals as well. And we will keep talking about these things, and we will keep showing our progress and going out to the field and showing you what it looks like when these guys are out working with horses. Brandon and Seth are both cowboys. They both have that background. So that energy is very there. So if you enjoy those kind of people, it's really fun to watch them. And at the same time, they're also just smart guys who are really good at talking about what they do and explaining what they do. So I think it's going to be a really fun ride for all of us.
Today we're at Meadow Ridge. This is Dobby. He used to never like touching. Oh, it's just because he wants to bite. He just took the son of a gun.
So we're at a place right now where we've been working on this new iteration of our business, Noble Farriery, for about 3 years now. And it was a very exciting thing to start. Seth and I working together, husband and wife team working together. He'd been running the business by himself. And during pandemic, we decided to really lean in and level up the business and include me and my ideas. I would love to be able to say, oh, we're just joyful and happy and love our lives 100%. I think intellectually we can always say that it's true, but the day-to-day grind of it has proven to be quite different, to be honest. And when I started this project with him, I really, was naive and thinking, oh, this will just make us so much stronger and better, and we'll get to see that right away. But really what it's done is it's gotten me to a place where I have had moments where I've said, can our marriage survive what we've done in terms of starting this business together? So that's what it's been like. I know it might sound kind of awful in some ways, but overall, I wouldn't do anything else.
All right. Well, how has Bodie been?
He's doing well. Started getting a bit stiff again, but Terry started with the lunging him a little bit before rides again, and I think he got better when she started doing that.
Okay. So kind of warming him up first.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. I like my measurements because our eyes easily deceive us. We have perspectives and we see things through different lenses sometimes, but the measurements don't lie, and they help us change our perspective to see if the measurement is telling us the correct thing or not. And he's been stiff lately, so according to the rider, so all those pieces of information go together, make a whole picture. So it helps me double check my plan, make sure I'm on the right plan for this guy. Florida went good. You know, I always wonder as a businessman, am I making the right decision to keep going down there? It kind of cost me money to go during the summer, but I feel like keeping my hand in it is good because our reputations are everything, right? Our name has to be out there in the ether. And so that's the plan. And I love seeing everybody down there. And it's really nice to go somewhere different, kind of breaks it up. Plus, it gives me a mystique here in Seattle because you can't be famous in your own hometown. It's tough to be gone so much and miss holidays and family time. But I have a very understanding wife. Hold on. That's a tough one. I didn't even realize how tough that was.
I study horses, beauty matched only by their strength. I try and capture a little of that as I move